Hi, welcome to today's session. Today we're going to discuss about one of the important concept of network security, that is electronic mail security. So here we're going to use PGP, that is pretty good privacy. This is one of the best one to provide what email security services. So what are the services provided by the PGP? That is main thing. There are three important concepts and what that is services provided by the PGP. One is authentication, second one is what confidentiality, and third one is what digital signature. PGP, it also uses two more services, that is email compatibility and zip algorithm, that is compression algorithm we're going to use. So mainly there are the three services. One is authentication, second one is what confidentiality, and third one is what digital signature. So these are what that is three services. What do you mean by digital signature? Signature is nothing but what it is encrypting the data by the private key of sender. Okay, encrypting data by the private key of the sender. That is nothing but what digital signature. Now we will see in detail with respect to authentication, confidentiality, and digital signature. Before going to PGP, we going to learn some notations about what PGP, what we going to use here. That is next slide. First one is what KS. KS is nothing but what it is the session key. It going to be used in the symmetric encryption scheme. Already we know symmetric encryption scheme is what either that is a sender or receiver, they're going to use the same key for both encryption as well as for decryption. And second one is what a PRA already we know, that is a private key of the user A. This is the key we're going to use in the public key encryption scheme. Already we know public key encryption scheme is what either here there are two keys, one is private and another one is what public key. So two keys we're going to use. One key it going to be used for encryption and another key we're going to be used for decryption. Now PRA, that is refers to what private key of the user A. Same thing, PUA is nothing but what it is the public key of the user A. PUA is nothing but what public key of the user A. This is also belongs to public key encryption scheme. And another one is what EP is nothing but what while encrypting the data. So we're going to use the EP is what encryption algorithm, that is with respect to which scheme, that is public encryption scheme, public key encryption scheme. DP, this is how we're going to decrypt the data. So here we're going to use the decryption algorithm. This one belongs to also public key decryption scheme. Then EC is what conventional encryption algorithm. Here what we're going to do, here we're going to use the technique, that is a symmetric encryption technique. So that we're going to use the what KS means session key. So same key we're going to use at the decryption side, that is conventional decryption, that is symmetric decryption. Same key we're going to use for the decryption of data. Then another concept, that is what H is nothing but what hash function. So what this function will do, it's going to generate the hash code. Then concatenation, why this concatenation we're going to use to append any data, we're going to use the concatenation. Z is nothing but what compression, that is zip algorithm we're going to use. Why we going to use zip algorithm? For compressing the data. Then R64, whatever the encrypted data it is coming out, that encrypted data we're going to do convert. For that we're going to do conversion, that is radix 64 ASCII format. Data is converted into radix 64 ASCII format. Then we're going to at the receiver side, we're going to convert back from radix 64 ASCII format to encrypted data. These are what several notations we're going to use in the PGP. PGP already we know, that is what pretty good privacy. Why we need this pretty good privacy? To provide the best email security, we're going to use the PGP. Already I said what are all the main three important services: authentication, confidentiality, and signature. Now, this is what PGP cryptographic functions we're going to see in detail. First concept, that is what authentication. In authentication, what it is there here. First thing, whatever the message, that is what plain text. First, you're going to pass this plain text to what? H. What do you mean by H? H is nothing but what? Hash function. What H will do? It's going to generate the hash code. First, whatever the original message is there, you're going to pass to the hash function. What hash function will do? It's going to generate the hash code, right? Okay, this hash code is provided as input to the encryption algorithm. So which encryption algorithm is going to use? Public key encryption scheme. Already I said there are two keys with respect to public key encryption scheme. One is private key and another one is what? Public key. Now I am going to use the private key of the user A for encrypting the hash code. So the data what I am getting, that is what encrypted data, that is of hash code, by using what? Private key of the user A, so that what I can say, this one belongs to the user A. So private key of the user A, it provides what? The signature, that is what this message, this hash code belongs to the user A. So authenticity is provided here, and whatever the encrypted data I am going to get, encrypted hash code, whatever the encrypted hash code I am going to get, that is appended with the original message. Whatever the encrypted data you are getting here, that is appended with the original message. Now you're going to pass the original message appended with encrypted hash code to the compression algorithm. What compression algorithm will do? It's going to compress the data. Now what compressed data contains? That is encrypted hash code plus the original message. So this contains encrypted hash code plus the original message that is in the compressed data format, right? Okay, now I am going to send this data at the receiver side. What receiver first is going to do? He going to apply the unzip function, that is what Z inverse. So he going to decompress the data. After decompressing the data, what he going to get? He going to get the original message and also encrypted hash code. So hash code is what it is encrypted by using the private key of the user A. That is what earlier he did. Now I need to decrypt the hash code. That's why I am going to pass to the decryption algorithm, that is also public key encryption scheme. While decrypting the data, I am going to use which key? That is what? Public key of what? User A, because already I encrypted the data by using private key of the user A. So at the decrypting side, what I am going to do? I am going to apply public key of the user A, then I am going to decrypt the data. Then whatever the result I am going to get, that is in the form of hash code, right? Okay, now I got hash code here, and that is after passing to the decryption algorithm. Then whatever the message is there, that message part you're going to send to the again to the hash function. It's going to generate the hash code. Whatever the result I'm going to get, that is of hash code and the generated hash code, if both are same, what you're going to say? If both are same, yes, whatever the message which is there, that is what authenticated one, and also user is authenticated. This is with respect to authentication only. Here authenticity is provided here, but what about confidentiality? Because for this message directly I am going to be append with the encrypted hash code, so that I am not using any encryption function for this message. So there is no confidentiality with respect to that particular message. Only in the first one, only authentication is provided, but there is no confidentiality. So for that, what are you going to do? In the second step, that is what with respect to confidentiality, what you're going to do? Whatever the original message is there, and that original message is passed to the what compression algorithm. Okay, after that compression algorithm, whatever the data is coming out from the compression algorithm, that is in the compressed data. Whatever the original message is there, just that is in the compressed data, right? That compressed data is passed to which algorithm? That is a conventional algorithm. Okay, so here with respect to this conventional algorithm, for the compressed data, he is going to apply the session key, that is the KES. So at the receiver side also you're going to use the same key. So that key you're going to use for encrypting the compressed data, that is by passing to the conventional encryption algorithm. So whatever the data I'm going to get, that is in the encrypted format. So what we can say, can we say like encrypted compressed data? Okay, whatever the output here you are getting, that is encrypted compressed data. Now what I'm going to get, what I'm going to do, whatever the session key I applied here for the conventional encryption algorithm, again I need to encrypt the session key by using the public key of the user B. Whatever the session key I applied for the conventional encryption algorithm, for that what I am doing, I am going to encrypt the session key by using the public key of the user B, right? So here is one security and here is another security, right? So whatever the encryption I did here for the session key, whatever the output I am going to get, that is encrypted session key. So a session key is encrypted by using the public key of the user B. That encrypted session key is appended with what? Encrypted compressed data. So here encrypted encrypted session key is appended with encrypted compressed data. This one, if both are appended, then I am going to pass at the receiver side. Okay, now see here, whatever the thing we're going to see here, this is encrypted compressed data, and what I'm going to see here, this one is what? Session key is encrypted by using the public key of the B. So what receiver will do, first he going to decrypt the session key. While decrypting the session key, what he going to use, he going to use the private key of the user B. So he going to use the private key of the user B for decrypting the data. Then whatever the session, now he going to get the session key. That session key he going to apply for the what conventional decryption algorithm. Okay, now whatever the session key he going to get, for that he going to apply the conventional decryption algorithm, right? Okay, now what here, whatever the output I am going to get, that is in the form of which format? You only tell me now, that is in the which format? That is encrypted, what only compressed data, right? That is not encrypted, because encryption is already overcoming, right? Okay, by applying what? Session key. Now whatever the output I am going to get, that is in the compressed data. Now I need to pass that compressed data to here, so that unzip function, what this one will do, it's going to decompress the data, then I will get the original message. So at the receiver side, first you're going to pass to the what public key decryption algorithm technique. Okay, now he going to use the private key of the user B, because already used what? Public key of the user B. Now what I am doing, private key of the user B, so that now session key is decrypted. Whatever the session key is generated, that session key is applied to the decryption algorithm. So I will take the encrypted compressed data here. Now for that I am applying the session key. Now what I am going to get, only compressed data I am going to get. I will pass that to the zip function, that is what unzip I will do. Now data, it is in the which format, that is the data is decompressed, so that original message I am going to get. Okay, this is what confidentiality, but here authenticity is not provided. Why authenticity is not provided? Because anyone can use the public key of the user B, or public key of the another entity. Any entity, they can use the public key of the another entity, and any entity, whatever the entity using public key, they can pretending like another entity. That entity, it is pretending like another entity. This is the what major disadvantage, this is the major disadvantage with respect to confidentiality. Only here, and there is no authentication, confidentiality is provided, because anyone any entity is going to be act like another entity. So whatever the entity, it is applying the public key of the user B, he can hack like as I am the user A. He can say like I am the user A, but that is what, there is no authentication here. So first one, only authenticity is provided, authenticity and digital signature, but there is no confidentiality. But second one, confidentiality is provided, but there is no authentication. So in the third step, what I am going to do, that is confidentiality and authentication both are provided at the third step. Okay, at the third step, what I am doing, both confidentiality and the authentication is provided. Okay, see here, first whatever the message is there, I am going to pass to the hash function. What hash function will do, it's going to generate the hash code. Okay, now that hash code is passed to the public encryption scheme. Now that hash code is encrypted by using the private key of the user A, so that the user B is going to decrypt the data by using public key of the user B, right? That's why now here I am going to encrypt the hash code by using the private key of the user A, right? Now I am going to be append with the original message. Then I am going to pass to the what compression algorithm. Now what's the output I am going to get after passing to the compression algorithm? Now data is in the compressed format, right? Now data is in the which format? Compressed format. Okay, so whatever the compressed data is there, I am going to pass to the conventional encryption algorithm. Okay, for that conventional encryption algorithm, I am going to use the session key. Okay, session key is applied to the conventional encryption algorithm. Now after applying the session key to this conventional algorithm, now what I'm going to get, encrypted compressed data, right? Then I'm going to be appended with what, again what I think earlier, that is what we learned earlier, that is KS. Again we're going to be encrypt by using the public key of the user B. Okay, session key we're going to encrypt by using the public key of the user B, so that now encrypted session key it's going to be appended with the encrypted compressed data. Okay, encrypted session key it's going to be appended with encrypted compressed data. Here which algorithm we're going to use, the that is what symmetric encryption algorithm. Here which algorithm we're going to use, that is what public key encryption algorithm. Here which algorithm we're going to use, public key encryption algorithm. So now what it is there, what's the data content, that is what's the data content, encrypted compressed data, encrypted compressed data, and the session key is encrypted by using the public key of the user B, right? Now this data is sent at the receiver side. What receiver will do, first he going to decrypt the session key by applying the private key of the user B. Okay, first he going to pass to the decryption algorithm. Now session key is decrypted by using the private key of the user B. Now session keys, I got session key. Now whatever the encrypted compressed data is there, I am going to pass to the conventional decryption algorithm. What it will do, it's going to apply the, it's going to take the input as a session key, that is case what it is generated here, it is applying here for the conventional decryption algorithm. Now what I am going to get, that is what encrypted compressed data, right? So see here, this one encrypted compressed data I passed as input. What output I am going to get here, that is only which format, compressed format, right? Okay, data is in the compressed format. I remove the encryption, right? Okay, here encryption compressed data I am passing as input. Now I am going to get the data that is in the compressed format, right? I need to decompress the data, that's why I'm going to pass to the Z inverse. It's going to unzip the data, so that now whatever the output I am going to get after Z inverse, that is in the what compressed not in the compressed format, that is what decompressed format. Okay, decompressed data I am going to get. Okay, now that is what original message I got. Now it is appending with what, that is hash code. Hash code is what I did previously. This hash code is encrypted by using the private key of the user A. Okay, that is I am getting here h of m, it is encrypted by using the private key of the user A. Now I need to check the hash codes to validate the authenticity. What I am going to do, whatever the hash code I got, that is in the form of encrypted hash code. Okay, I need to pass to the decryption algorithm, that is public key decryption. You're going to use it here. Okay, now you're going to use the another key, that is for public key of the user A. I got the what hash code, original hash code I got. Now whatever the message you got original, that one you're going to pass to the what hash function. Now whatever the hash code is generated and the whatever the hash code resulted, both are you going to compare both the hash code. If both matches, what you can say, so data is authenticated one. So here we provided confidentiality as well as what authentication. First, here you're going to use the which encryption algorithm, public encryption algorithm you used here. Okay, here you're going to use which algorithm, that is session key used here, that is what symmetric encryption algorithm. Okay, here which algorithm used here, public key encryption algorithm. Okay, here which decryption algorithm, that is what public decryption algorithm, public key decryption algorithm. Okay, again what you did here, again you applied public key decryption algorithm. Okay, this is how confidentiality and authentication is provided. Okay, so I combined two steps what we learned earlier here. Okay, next one is what summary of the PGP services. Okay, for the digital signature, which algorithm we used here, that is DSS or what SSH algorithm. Okay, right, algorithm used here is what DSA, that is DSS, that is digital signal standard, or SHA algorithm, or RSA or SHA algorithm. Okay, here whatever the hash code is generated for the message that is created is using which algorithm, SHA1 algorithm. Whatever the message I am going to get, that is encrypted using the digital signature standard or RSA algorithm. And this one is what, which algorithm, public key encryption algorithm. Okay, first you're going to apply for generation of the hash code SHA1 algorithm. Then whatever the message is digested there, I'm going to encrypt by using DSS or RSA with the sender's private key and included with the message. And message for message and encryption algorithm, we're going to use CAST or IDEA or 3 key triple DS with Diffie-Hellman or RSA. Okay, here message is encrypted using the CAST 128 or IDEA or 3DS with a one-time session key that is generated by the sender, and this session key, whatever the session key is there, okay, that you going to be encrypted by using Diffie-Hellman or the what RSA with the receipt public key. Okay, here you applied which encryption algorithm, that is what public key encryption scheme. Here you applied what symmetric key encryption scheme. Then for the compression, you're going to pass the data to the zip function. What zip will do, it's going to be compress the data. For Z inverse, what it will do, it's going to decompress the data. For email compatibility, we're going to use the Radix 64 version. So to provide the transparency for the email applications, an encrypted message may be converted into, that is ASCII string using Radix 64 version. So we're going to use the Radix 64 conversion for generating the ASCII string. Okay, to provide what transparency for the email applications. Okay, this is what summary of the PGP services. Okay, now see transmission and the reception of the PGP messages. First, whatever the file is there, whatever the file you want to encrypt, first you need to assign to X. Now you're going to pass to here, and now it's going to check if any signature is needed. Now you can use the any public key encryption scheme you can apply, that is what private key of the user A, or else directly you can pass the plain text to here. Okay, now after that compression algorithm, what it will do, compress data. Now if you want confidentiality for your messages, yes, you can use the public key encryption scheme here. Now whatever the session key is there, it's going to be encrypted by using what public key of the user B, and also you can use the symmetric encryption scheme. Whatever the compressed data is there, that compressed data is going to be encrypted by using the session key. Okay, both you can pass for both you can pass here. Then you can convert this one into what string, ASCII string, by using what Radix 64 version. So whatever the convert from Radix 64 version is there, again you can convert back to the encrypted data. That one is going to be passed here. Yes, already confidentiality is applied here. Now what you will do, first what's your job, you're going to decrypt the session key. Okay, now here I got what session key, decrypt the session key. I decrypted the session key. Previously you used here public key of the user B. For decrypting, what I use, that is what private key of the user B, that is PRB. Then what I did, I am going to get the which one, compressed data. So for getting the compressed data, I use what session key. So I use the decryption algorithm. For the decryption algorithm, I provided the session key. Okay, now data I got in the form of which format? Compressed data. That one I am going to be passed to the decompression algorithm. So z inverse of x, it is assigned to x. Now whatever the output I am going to get, that is in the form of what? Decompression. Now whatever the output I am going to get with respect to this decompression algorithm, so now data is what? Decompressed. Data is in the form of decompressed. For that you're going to check if any signature is required. Suppose if at the what because at the sender side, use what? Private key of the user A for encrypting the hash code. Suppose if you want that thing, that's why you're going to use here public key of the user A. Now hash code is what? Decrypted. Now you're going to check both the hash code, both the hash code is matched, then there is a authenticity with respect to your messages. This is how transmission and the reception of PGP messages. Okay, so first we learned what do you mean by what is with respect to security related electronic mail, then notations, then PGP cryptographic functions. In PGP cryptographic functions we study authentication, confidentiality and authentication, and summary of this PGP services, which are all the algorithm used here in the PGP services. Then and this is the flow diagram, that is with respect to transmission and the reception of the PGP messages. Okay, thank you.